painting a picture, Cindy. Look here. What do you think of this?
Wow! PD, that's super! You can really paint beautiful pictures.
Thank you.
Who would have ever thought of painting a starry night?
I appreciate it.
What's going on here?
Hey, Phil, I'm just painting a picture.
Well, let me see.
Oh, no, Phil. Look what you did. Let me get that. That's not good.
Oh no! Oh
Oh, no.
no! Oh? Oh.
I'm going to have to clean this up.
Phil, look what you did! I think.
Oh, my PD, I'm so sorry. I'll pay you back for the whole painting sometime. I don't have any money, but I'll pay you back. I'm so sorry.
You know, Phil, I know this was a mistake, and besides, you got some paint on your face there, so you're in this too with me. You know, you don't have to pay me back. We all make mistakes, but I do need to go and clean this up, and I'm going to start a new painting after this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. What are you up to, Cindy?
I've got to tell you something. I was watering my garden as I want to do, and I got just a wee little bit of water on the seat of your bike. I'll dry it off for you.
What? You got water on my bike seat? That's my favorite bike. That's my favorite bike. How could you be so careless? You need to buy me a whole new bike, Cindy. You're so careless.
Hey, what is all this shouting?
Cindy got water on my bike seat. She's so careless. She's so careless. She owes me a new bike.
Whoa, wait a minute. Didn't you just spill paint on PD's picture? He spent weeks making that, and now it's ruined. And he forgave you.
I suppose you're right, Katie. I should be more forgiving, I guess.
You know, this reminds me of a story that Jesus told. Let's listen to Mr. Mike tell a story.
Hello everyone, it's Mr. Mike, your storyteller, and today I have another parable. I always love the idea of parables as earthly stories telling heavenly stories, earthly stories with a heavenly meaning. And Jesus was really good at telling these things. That's part of what I love about him, and I love the fact that in these earthly stories we can see ourselves and see daily life. So, here's the parable. Jesus, who was a wonderful conversationalist and a wonderful teacher, obviously, was sitting around and with Peter. Peter says, well, how many times when somebody does something to us should we forgive them? 7 times? Peter's trying to get a sense of how do you do all this stuff? How do you love your neighbor as yourself? And Jesus says, no, try 7 times 70. Now, for those of you who are quick on your feet, that's 490 times. That's a lot of times to forgive somebody. And then Jesus goes on to tell the story of a man, a master of many slaves and servants. We'll use servants from this point forward. But one of his servants owes him a big sum of money. Let's say it was $1 million. It was some big amount like that. Obviously, the servant's never going to be able to pay him back for that. And the man decides that he's going to forgive that, knowing that he could never be paid back, but he, out of his gracious heart, merciful heart, says, I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to forgive your debt. And so this man is obviously doing somersaults, knowing his debt's been forgiven. But he goes off, and it just so happens that he has servants himself. And one of his servants, the servant of this servant who had his debt forgiven, owes him a little bit of money. Now, it's not much. It's, let's say, $10 or $15. So it's not much. But this guy who had his $1 million forgiven won't forgive the debt of his servant. And the word gets out back to the original owner of the servants that he had been mean and unforgiving and unmerciful to his guy that owes him $15 after he had forgiven him his $1 million. And so Jesus tells us this parable to remind us of how we have been given so much ourselves. We've been given far beyond anything we could ever imagine. Given and forgiven. That's part of the Christian story, is the forgiveness that we have. And so we're called on to forgive others as well. And so Jesus used this to teach Peter 7 times 70 acts of forgiveness are what we all are called to do as Christians. And so we're given such a gift of grace and mercy. We should do all that we can to pass grace and mercy on to others. Whether the debt is small or large doesn't matter. We as Christians are called on to show grace and mercy to our fellow human beings. And that's the parable.
That's a great story, Mr. Mike, and that's exactly what happened.
Phil, what do you think?
No, I think I'm a knucklehead for not forgiving Cindy right away. For getting just a little water on my bike. I guess I need to be more forgiving.
Well, give me a little smooch. We all need more patience and a lot more forgiveness.
Okay.